I knew as soon as I woke up from my colonoscopy that something was off. And that's when they told me, yeah, you have stage 3 colon cancer, you need to see an oncologist. That's when I started seeing Dr. Booth. And he told me about this trial.
Clinical research is extremely well regulated. It's overseen by multiple authorities, Health Canada, ethics committees. Our organization conducts our clinical research to the highest standards. You're not a guinea pig. Our overarching number one motivation is patient safety and patient protection. At the same time, we recognize that there's no other way that we can advance the knowledge and change and improve the treatment of cancer.
The challenge trial was the first randomized trial in the world asking if an exercise program could improve cancer survival. We designed the study in patients with stage 2 and stage 3 colon cancer who had completed their surgery and they'd completed chemotherapy. Unfortunately, about 30 or 40% of those patients will have their disease recur, and generally their cancer is not curable when it comes back. And so the challenge trial took those patients, and half of them received a booklet that encouraged them to eat well and to exercise. The other half of the patients got the same booklet, but they got the experimental treatment, which was a physical activity consultant, essentially a funded personal trainer for 3 years, with funding provided by the Canadian Cancer Society to the Canadian Cancer Trials Group, and this allowed the study to move forward.
The time commitment was the hardest part, but because I had Allison to be accountable to, I made sure I fit it in. So I'd walk on the treadmill with her and we'd talk, and she was always supportive, always trying to figure out ways to help me fit it into my life when I was overwhelmed with things to do. I worked a full-time job at the hospital. I was the program manager of the X-ray department here in Kingston at Hotel Dieu and Breast Imaging Kingston. I would get my walk-in midday, like I would, if I was walking over between the two hospitals, it's about a 15-minute walk depending. I would add more time in there. So I think that relationship really made a big difference. I think if I had went the other stream, where there was no Allison, no trainer, yeah, chances are I probably would never have done what we did. So I feel lucky that I got to do this.
I still remember the Friday afternoon in February of 2025 when the statistician shared the results with us, and they were astounding. The patients on the exercise program clearly increased their exercise compared to the other patients. Objective improvements in their measures of fitness. The exercise program led to a 28% reduction in the risk of recurrent new cancer or death, and it led to a 37% reduction in the risk of death.
Every metric was positive. The disease-free survival was positive. The overall survival was positive. The quality of life metrics were positive. It's a blockbuster. It's a home run. To put too fine a point on it, the idea that this trial has now demonstrated that patients who are post-colon cancer resection and adjuvant chemotherapy will live longer and have less cancer recurrence if they are able to achieve the exercise goals that we saw in our trial, changes the future.
So we're in discussions right now with health system leaders here in Ontario and actually around the world about exactly what this will look like. My ideal model would be the patient gets referred into the cancer system, they get high quality surgery. When they finish their surgery, they see myself, I give them chemotherapy, and that there's a model in place where I could then refer them to a publicly funded exercise specialist. We live in an era now where many of our cancer treatments cost $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 per year. We're doing a formal economic analysis right now, but our back of the envelope cost of a personal trainer meeting twice a month for a year and then monthly after that, it's in the range of $2,000 or $3,000. So this is a remarkably affordable intervention that really, I think we're at a point where the health system can't afford to not do this. Most patients probably learn from trials by their treating doctor, but patients also are really interested in getting their own information.
Terri knew because her oncologist was the head of the clinical trial. She happened to be at a treatment center where the trial was being conducted, and she was seen by an oncologist who was involved in that trial. That is the way that the vast majority of patients become aware of clinical trials and participate on them.
The Cancer Trials Canada website will fill an important information void for patients who are often overwhelmed when they're looking for different clinical trial options. It's also something that I, as an oncologist, and my colleagues will find very helpful. And so having access to a national database that's maintained and run by a trusted voice would be invaluable for both the clinicians and the patients.
This is how we advance the state of science. We do want patients to feel reassured that if you join a clinical trial, you will, at a minimum, receive the standard of care that you would otherwise have. And in fact, there's actually some good evidence out there that suggests that even people who go on a clinical trial and get standard of care tend to do better than people who get the standard of care off the trial.
A cancer clinical trial is a really important opportunity for patients to have some agency over their treatment decision-making and healthcare beyond the usual standard treatments. Often for patients, it is about creating a legacy and giving back and empowering the next generation of patients. And I think that people can find that very gratifying. In all of the emotional challenges and upset of a cancer journey, this can be something that gives them agency and a sense of control.
I just saw Dr. Booth last week. Things look pretty good. We had no recurrence of cancer, and year 4. So I see him one more time in a year, and then he sets me free. This clinical trial gave me a way to take some control of my own cancer recovery in my own time and do it my own way.